Okay, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I think you're probably going to see my left and right eye on this. So, actually, let's change the audio as well. Alright, you should be able to hear me now, hopefully, if this is recording, and if it's recording the microphone. I think you're going to see both my eyes in this. Let's just give it a go. Let's try performance-wise. I've just changed the VR settings to... hang on, graphics. Let's go in... So I've just switched everything either to medium or low, because when we're doing VR, really, it's just the experience. We don't want that screen tearing stuff to go on. Now, let's just pick... actually, should we... Where should we go? Let's do something crazy. All right, let's do something awesome. All right, Australia. So I would expect to find, what's this? I don't know where that is. Because it's on a globe, I can't see. All right, I would imagine this is... I got it right. In my head, I wasn't going to say anything just in case I look like an idiot. Alright, let's do Japan, because Japan apparently has been updated. Now let's sit through these... Whoa! I don't know if you can see that, but it's definitely a bit sketchy. These loading things are very sketchy. And then you get the little... Whoa! It's in and out of stuff. Oh, whoa! So we're in VR, if you can't tell. Alright. Let's see how the performance is. The first time I managed to get this going. So what you need to do is you need to have your headset on when you hit the VR. Otherwise, I'm on the Oculus Rift, the first iteration. If you're not wearing the headset, it'll say error initializing VR. But if you put the headset on, because it's got a little sensor in there to, wake it up or whatever, then it will run. So I've had no luck running it outside of VR, but if you go into the little Oculus menu thing and you run it from there and you make sure your headset's on, seems to be okay. So let's see how the performance is on this. I mean, it's doing the little screen warping thing at the moment, but I don't blame it because it's loading. I mean, you'd put all your effort in the machine to load the assets rather than worry about aesthetics and performance. You just want the thing to load. Wow. Whoa. Yeah, whoa. So we've got a little bit of tearing. A little bit of... Still, even with everything turned down. See, this mouse thing's much better. And I still can't figure out which one's my flaps. Where did I set my flaps? Okay, that's my flaps. Speed brake up. Brake up. Wheel brake. Full power. See, it still runs a little bit jittery. There's a little bit of tearing still. Come on, pal. Why can't I never find the sweet spot on my rudder pedals? That's one thing. I don't know whether I've looked in the correct place. Oh, geez. Or not. but I can't find the sensitivity for the axis, for changing the axis curves and saturation and all that kind of stuff. Flaps up. We have a fixed undercarriage. Well, I'm trying not to, but geez. So the visuals are very good. I mean, it's still like it's blocky. I've switched off all the anti-aliasing and everything. There's still a little bit of screen tearing. It's not that smooth. There's a little bit of screen jumping. However, I'm not getting the motion sickness as much. Like, it's still a little bit of, you know, but not as much as when I'm doing the river run in DCS. So it's not so bad, to be honest. I mean, I do like the visuals, even though it's you know, not as good as it would be with everything switched on and everything on max, but it still looks nice. I do like the amount of vegetation, the fact that everything is as it should be, or as close to as it should be. I mean, I can actually see the lights on that aircraft. I don't know if you can see it, but there's an aircraft, I don't know, what's that, 30 miles out, with its lights flashing, which is pretty good. I can see that. So the resolution is enough that you can actually see. As for realism, I mean, it's as real as Microsoft Flight Simulator is, bar the head movement's a little bit sloppy. Not that it lags behind, but the I don't know, it's like frame skipping, some screen ripping. Other than that, it's pretty good. Like, I don't know whether you can see, but there's a little bit of jitter in there. That gives me motion sickness, and I think it's the tilt of the camera that's giving me grief here. However, they're calculating their viewpoints, or their viewports. There's a little bit of... It's strange. I mean, the horizon seems to be squashing, and then it's stretching out as you look down. So I think what they're... The actual viewport is moving, not in angle, but in location as well. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I can't answer, but there's something strange going on with the maths behind that viewport there. And as for jitter, I don't know whether you can see that, but there is a little bit of jumping. Okay, a little bit of motion sickness in that turn. But it's not as bad as doing 350, 20 feet from the ground in DCS. Okay, yep, there is a little bit of motion, reverse motion sickness there, whatever you want to call it. It is running a little bit smoother than it was when I originally started. The sounds are fantastic though. I mean, I can see aircraft. I mean, not fully because, you know, the resolution's poor, but at least I can see them. landing is nice. Landing's always nice. Let's be honest. That's quite nice, actually. You can see the distance to the ground, which is good. I can see how far I am off the ground. It's quite nice. That anti-aliasing certainly helps with these lines. I can tell you, because that looks friggin' awful up there. So that's not bad. Doable, definitely doable. Would be nice doing a canyon run, which, you know what, I think we might have a crack at it. So let's go see. It's definitely showing in the menus because you got something static to look at, but yeah, it's definitely moving around. Okay, so let's go main menu. Sit through these long loading screens. Thank you for joining me in these long loading screens. And you know, to be honest, I don't even know if we're recording. I don't have a professional setup here at all, by any means. All right, let's have a look. So, looking at Russia. Oh, nighttime would be nice. Let's have a look here. Where should we go? Should we do? Where should we do? Where should we do? I did say canyon run, but I'm wondering whether we should actually do somewhere else. Where is Sedona? I don't even know how to pronounce that. Salt Lake City. McCarran International. Now, the Grand Canyon, I'm trying to think. I know McCarran from DCS. I've actually, fortunately, flown over the Grand Canyon a long time ago. But my geography skills are terrible, even with Australia, let alone America. But I know it's somewhere around here. Is the Grand Canyon near? It's near California, isn't it? Because when we went to Vegas, we flew over it. North Las Vegas. You know what? Let's just take off from North Las Vegas and see how it looks, eh? Vegas was really interesting. I mean, I was only a kid, so I couldn't enjoy what Vegas is all about, the city of sin, but it was really interesting to see what that town looks like from at night time. Basically, you could read a book. It's crazy, the amount of lights. Every hour there's some kind of a show going on, flames coming out of things, pirates getting blown up. Really amazing. The amount of money that goes into that place is just extraordinary. And let's see if we can spot people who have blown all their savings. I was lucky enough to stay at the Luxor, so we'll see if we can find this. Alright, ready to fly. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, I wonder what the weather is like here. Probably really bad, and because I can't read this properly, because it's still a bit blurry, I can't tell which direction the wind's going in. Right, now it's not going to be very hard to find Vegas. We all know why. It'll be because of the Luxor. Well, actually, it'll be any part of Vegas, but we did stay in the Luxor when we were there. Nice place. And rotate. Now, I've flown this enough in DCS so that this might actually be quite easy to figure out and navigate where I am. I can't sink. We're not in a ship. Alright, let's have a look-see. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. It is a nice experience. And this is, I would say, as for just for flying experience, this is quite nice. And I don't mean experience as in experience, you know, professionally, but just as a gaming simming experience, this is quite nice. If you can get this to work and run at a decent speed, if you've got a powerful enough machine. One thing I've noticed, and I mean, I really can't blame Microsoft. They've done a tremendous job with the AI and everything, generating stuff. You know, I can see that particular parts in Australia, the street lights are doubled up. So, not next to each other, but there's, you know, street lights on top of street lights. But I really cannot fault them with the tremendous job they've done, because I can actually see a road and go, hey, this is, you know, Bridge Road or whatever, and it goes where it's supposed to go. I cannot argue with that. So navigation wise, it's quite good. And I really like the effects of the cars as well on the streets. I don't know how much I've turned this down, but we'll get close enough once we get into the strip to see how the cars go. But look at that. That's fantastic. This really is an experience. If you could set yourself up, you know, with surround sound like I've done, like this is lovely. So I've got the Oculus running as well, but I've also got surround sound in the background, which kind of fills in the gaps. It gives you that extra, you know, outside of microphone, I mean outside of headset sound that you get. Right, let's see if we can see the Luxor. I don't remember seeing that spire there. Mind you, it's been a long time since I've been, and I don't think this is where we need to be honest. Can I even get this right? Am I that bad I can't find Vegas in Vegas? Hiya, fellas. Alright, now I'm getting motion sickness. Or the reverse motion sickness that we've all been discussing. Yep, a bit of tearing, a bit of lag, but that's fine. I can live with that. Let's get right down close, see if we can find some cars. I know that when I'm running on the flat screen, excuse me, just the normal monitor, there's plenty of traffic. But this looks beautiful. If I could get it to run at a good... Oh, wow, look at that. If I could get it to run at a good, you know, 60 frames a second or whatever, this would be absolutely beautiful. I think also the fact that the resolution's not so high, it also gives you more of a... the fake Eiffel Tower. It even gives you more of an illusion of realism. I don't know, I guess... It's better to not have... Is the Luxor not modelled properly or something? Or like, what is that? Is that the bad boy? No? This looks it. Yeah, this is the one. How come the light's not on? Anyway, I think it's better to be to not have it there rather than have too much detail and everyone goes, oh, look, that looks awful. Not saying that, you know, this is about as real as it gets when it comes to flight simulators, terrain-wise. But I think, you know what I mean? Like, if you've got super detail, like very, very high fidelity, bad graphics, if you know what I mean, versus, very decent textures and graphics, but it's not high fidelity. Do you know what I mean? Because the resolution's not so high, you can't pinpoint all the problems. Well, I mean, clearly you could see that there was issues there, but you know what I mean? It's like looking at something from a distance. And it is quite nice. This is quite lovely, actually. However, there's no traffic. It's a ghost town tonight. Everyone's blown their savings. See, that's another thing in... oh, look, you can totally see that it's playing catch up here. And there's screen tearing. In Adelaide, there's no bridges and stuff. Roads just go through roads. That wouldn't be an intersection, but they are intersections now. But like I said, I can't fault them. Most of the work's done by AI, and this is quite incredible for AI doing it. A lot of work would have gone into this. And I mean, my state's not that high on the list, really. I mean, we're not on the map. And, just so you know, Perth gets even less attention than Adelaide. When it comes to, Australia, Perth is just the city that no one cares about. You know, if you get bands and stuff that come to Australia, everyone's like, really? They're coming to Adelaide? But if they come to Adelaide, then they usually don't go to Perth. It's the forgotten state. Mind you, there's not much out in Western Australia except for, oh, look, don't come here. Stay away. No, Western Australia is beautiful. It's got some of the most ancient land in the world, but you have to be into that sort of thing. Australia's got its very, I don't know, it's very Australia. I mean, you can go out to Montana, which I think is beautiful in America, at least what I've seen from the pictures and Far Cry 5, and it looks beautiful, but you will see other places similar to that around the world. Western Australia, up in the top north, is very unique, and it's very hard to get to as well. It's not something you could, we get thousands of backpackers dying just out in the middle of nowhere when they come here because, it doesn't look that bad on a map. And if you're... Alright, story time, which is completely unrelated to any of this. I do apologise for this, but we had a friend come over from England because my other half's from England, and he bought a crappy little car, and he said, oh, I'm going to Sydney. Australians' Christmas is hot. This Christmas wasn't so hot, but the last few Christmases I think were about 40 odd something Celsius, which is very hot. And we said, don't do it. Just don't do it. You're going to die. We even tried to show him on the map, but he just wouldn't understand. Luckily, he was saved. He almost died. He got stuck out in the middle of nowhere with no water, which is what happens all the time. You look at America, you look at most places. Between towns, there's towns. Here, there's nothing. There's a road that goes for, like a day, and you will not come across anything, not even a petrol station. But people don't realise that. They look at a map and they go, oh, it's about the size of America, but we are not as populated as America. So don't come here thinking you're going to go from wherever up to the, northwest of Australia without, needing proper survival gear and planning and stuff. It's one of the most dangerous trips you could possibly take. Very beautiful, though. Very beautiful place. Some very alien world looking like things going on there. And also some of the most ancient rivers, and it's a beautiful place. I mean, we don't normally talk about it because, well, we're happy without huge amounts of tourism, but now I think I've just spilt the beans, but what do you do? What do you do? So anyway, back to this. Quite nice, very relaxing, very beautiful actually. And I love these reflections on things. I don't know if you can see the light shining off. Like, here you can't really see it, but there's, the lights off of the thing, off of the MFDs and PFDs are shining. Usually it shines off the canopy, but I think I've switched that off with the trying to reduce the graphical load. Just beautiful. Oh. Really is beautiful. Didn't like that. And I didn't like that either. Now I'm starting to get a headache. Flaps out too fast. But anyway. What do we got? I can't see that. Is that 2 red lights and 2 white lights? Yeah, this in VR is a great experience. And the light glare as well, beautiful. It really adds to the realism. Now we're too high. I wasn't paying attention. Can we actually... Surely I'd be able to see that. Surely. Yep. Yep. There we go. Too low, but that doesn't matter. Love these sounds. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, I love those shining lights. That done really well. In VR it looks fantastic. Tells you under the right conditions you could be fully immersed in this. is under the right conditions. Because this is very hard to read. If they could just, I don't know, I'm not wearing my glasses, so that could also be another thing. I don't like wearing my glasses while I wear my headset because it hurts. So just keep that in mind. It might actually be quite readable, but I can't read a dang thing. Alright, very good. So thank you for joining me, and I hope this has been educational, and you continue to watch my pointless videos. Thanks for watching. And now I've got to figure out how to do the thing.